Elsewhere, 17 inmates from Committee Maximum Prison and Langata Women's Prison have graduated with a degree in law from the University of London, paving the way for them to possibly become advocates of the High Court. While the inmates say it is a ray of hope that they will be released back into society as reformed citizens through the attainment of their law degrees, other quarters argue that it is a slap in the face of the families of victims who died due to serious crimes such as murder committed by the inmates. Gina Kirori attended the graduation, which also saw prison officers graduate with a degree in law.
10 years ago, Joseph Lotiaka was a second-year student at Masai Mara University pursuing a degree in tourism management. However, a defilement case would see him thrown behind bars at Committee Maximum Prison. It is a case which Joseph wanted to challenge in court, but did not have the means to, something which he hopes to change as he arms himself with a law degree from the University of London.
After getting into prison, so many people were not able to get their legal representation. So that's when I joined the Justice Defenders then. I'll be able to advocate for the rights of inmates and advise on the policies that should be put in place to at least make a prison environment suitable for inmates.
Joseph is one of the 17 graduates from the University of London with a degree in law LLB as part of the class of 2024 from Committee Maximum Prison. Jackson Onyango, a father of 3, was a teacher before he became a car salesman. He would later find himself behind bars for a crime which he would rather not mention.
We are hoping, like I said, we are hoping that we will get a good remedy in our courts and get out and join Kenya School of Law through RIARA, then Kenya School of Law, and be able to practice.
Jackson believes that the inmates graduating with an LLB is proof that rehabilitation exists and that it cannot be tested without reintegration back to society.
How will I be an advocate if I'm still serving indeterminate sentence? How am I still being rehabilitated if already I've showcased that I've rehabilitated, and so many others who have also done various courses?
There are others who differ with this position though, those of the school of thought that the punishment should fit the crime and that should not include the early release of an inmate, especially in serious crimes such as murder.
The reason why the offender is punished or taken to prison is to make him atone for his offense and also grant the victims an opportunity to actually see that justice has been done, to take away a bad person from the society. The society is also a party to such crimes. And so it's understandable when victims say, these people do not deserve to come out.
Ruth Kamande's case is particularly memorable. In 2015, she stabbed her boyfriend Farid Mohammed 25 times in a crime that made headlines and stunned the nation. She is also among the 17 who graduated with a law degree.
When I got incarcerated way back in 2015, I was so scared and worried of the unknown. I was very devastated, felt broken, empty and confused. Did you all know that statistics shows that there is quite a good number of people who come out of prison well reformed, rehabilitated and transformed into their best versions of themselves? Take a good example of Nelson Mandela, the first president of South Africa to be elected in a fully representative democratic election.
From being imprisoned through the corridors of justice to going back to those same corridors of justice, the men and women who have graduated today from the University of London with a law degree are experiencing what some would call a full circle moment, as have those who have gone from behind bars to joining the bar.
Take Hamisi Nzira, for instance, also part of the class of 2024, but is one of the only 2 former inmates who has been admitted to the bar as an advocate of the High Court.
Many of us were considered trash when we were sent into prisons. But look at me today. When I appear before Honorable Justice Kimondo, he won't remember that I was once a convicted inmate.
A person who is imprisoned does not lose their rights except to the extent permitted by the law. It is because of that you graduates have attained a degree.
And herein lies the hope of many of the inmates that they will be able to join the Kenya School of Law and be admitted to the bar, which would beget their freedom from living behind bars. But just how viable is it?
Those who have gone through such a program, of course, they cannot be placed on the same pedestal. They are not of the same behavior. Not all of them have spent the same prison term. They were not all convicted of the same offenses. Based on the merit of each case and the academic qualification and good behavior could just be one of those considerations. Based on those various considerations, the merit as the Commission of Prison may exercise under the Prisons Act, or the Power of Mercy Committee may consider and advise the President, then these people could be discharged to the society.
We're a community of prisoners, ex-prisoners, prison officers. Some in prison, some free. Some of us have stolen, some of us have raped, some of us have killed, have tortured, have terrorized, have been innocently imprisoned. We believe that each of us can use the law to serve those on the margins of society.
This degree has enabled you, though, to become problem solvers and to adapt and to change. What you have done is not easy. It's not easy for anyone, but in a prison environment, it is doubly difficult.
The government of Kenya says it has fully thrown its weight behind the programs set up by the University of London.
You are the pioneers in Kenya. We are going to see this being rolled out into all 56 Commonwealth countries. I challenge all of us. And I believe working together, tukitia bidii sisi pamoja, we reject pettiness.
Being in prison is just a setback in life, but it doesn't mean that is the end of life in itself. We ask you to open your arms to receive them and know that they are citizens of this great nation, Kenya. They are also human beings. They deserve love.
It was former Chief Justice Willie Mutunga who said that courts do not solve disputes, they merely decide on cases. The judiciary says it is embracing different methods of dispute resolution regarding serious crimes.
That's why the judiciary now is putting a lot of emphasis on alternative justice systems. So we are resolving a lot of murder cases now by way of plea agreements.
Armed with a law degree and still serving time behind bars, those still incarcerated at Committee Maximum Prison and Langata Women's Prison, among others, are in a catch-22 situation because they may not be able to practice it unless they leave prison. A total of 180 paralegals across various prisons have so far been trained in the law degree program by Justice Defenders and the University of London. Gena Kirori, NTV.